on this computer and share screen. Let's get going. So first of all, we want to log in to our im.center, which you get when you remember. So remember, this only costs about the price of a cup of coffee, a decent cup of coffee, possibly a donut with it per day. Go to strategies, and you can no income claims here, but you can easily make that in one trade and the rest is profit. So onto HFX, onto HourGlass, which is the strategy, most popular one. And there's now nearly 500,000 people doing this financial education company. I'm going to put it on Usdjpy. Got 4 minutes 54 to go till the hourly candle. We have got the US dollar stronger. It's paying out at 73%. So get your broker set up. I'm going to look at USDJPY at 73%. We've got EuroJPY at 65% and Euro USD at 64%. So this is setting up possibly for a put on the hour. So once you've got your broker and your HourGlass set up, we're going to be looking at the lines of support and resistance. So you can see it's hitting the Bollinger Bands and it's on that line of resistance at 943. And we've got 3 minutes 59 until it's in the overbought area. The thing against us is this currency strength meter. The top one is stronger than the bottom, so that means it's buying. It's in an upward trend. Now, whatever pair you're trading, USDJPY, what you are looking at in terms of the pricing is it's the back end of the pair that moves it. So US dollar in this instance will always be at 1. And then if we come on to our trading view, the price of how many Japanese yen it will take to buy $1 US is the one that is going either up or down. And whether you know it or not, whenever you are at an airport or going abroad, you are trading on the foreign currency exchanges every day, 6.6 trillion and a day traded, and it's the most liquid market, and that's what we're trading. We're just doing it online with the help of tools on our smartphones, in this case, in a computer. And forgive me in advance, my doorbell's going to ring in a minute. It's the dog walker coming back. I'll have to go and let the dog back in. So you see down here, 106.939 is the current price. I'm going to put this on the 5 minute, and that means it's 106.939 yen to buy $1, and that can go up or down. This is my pitchforks and scanner chart because I want to show you the trend in the market. Now, what's happened here, this was the latest scan that I had, plotting those reversal points. This is on the hourly. You can see, in fact, it's so strong, it's come right out of this scan, and it's now trading in this one. So this doesn't affect us in terms of the trades we take in our scalping, but it is very useful to know the trend because there are 3 types of market. There's the upward trend, and I'll go into those after the hourly candle. Upward trend, consolidation, and downward trend. And you are increasing the probability of success when you trade with the trend. So on the hourly, you can see this is based on Fibonacci, very aggressive trend line. And you can see that it's respected that, the price has respected that, but it's come this price trap wedge against a very strong line of support and resistance. So if I bring that down to the 15 minute, and I'm just doing this, we're not trading using this strategy, this is a Forex strategy, but I'm doing it to show you the trend has been very strongly upwards since the 26th of Feb. And this is how the market moves in waves. And I'm going to put that on the 5 minute so that we can magnify on the lower time scale. and it's above this moving average, which is different from the 200 one that we use. Don't worry about that. It works on the same principle that price will always want to hug back and rest on the moving average, and it's staying above it. So like our 200 EMA that we use as a floor or a ceiling, this is acting the same. You can see it's still buying. So if we come down to the 1 minute, see which is the current real-time current state of play, that's your real time. What's happening now, and this is very, very small movements. We can see it's just done a little bit of a dip down. I want to see what it did at the, oh, there's my doorbell, right on the hour. Okay. Right. Okay, sorry about that. Doorbell ringing. Okay, so where were we? So let's come over to our cash trap chart. So we're just past the hour. If we did take this as a put, it would be against the trend, against the currency strength meter. But let's see what is occurring on the 5 minute. And in fact, it is going down 916. So we had a doji candle there, and it's now hit that line of resistance 914. Let's come to our cash trap. Oh, great. So we're just down at that. So this could be good for a call. This isn't quite, yes, we want it to push down a bit more. Look at your lines on the left. So we've got, see where that wick is here? Always look left. So we've got a line of support at 0.896 here, where it's hit it beforehand, and we've got one down there at 844, and this is our 200 moving average. So price is buying, and we've got it in the oversold area down here on the stochastic and the relative strength index. So our currency strength meter is saying 40 for US dollar, 29 for Japanese yen. So as I said, and it's just turning around now, so it's giving us a call at 897, which is on that line where support will often turn into resistance and vice versa. So it's just off that moving average in the middle. It's just turning now. So we've got a sell, not a buy. We've got 1 point for the currency strength meter. The line crossing up, you want it crossing up. So that's 2. We've got the green call for a 3, and we've got it off that moving. It's just, I'd like to see it slightly lower. It's called it at 897. On the broker, it is at 916, so it's already moved. So if you get a pullback, please make your own decisions, or do this on demo. It's just trade ideas. I'm not responsible for your money management. So sorry I had to go and answer the door. Probably just missed that move. That was at 5 minutes past the hour there, and I wanted it at the 896, which was exactly where it turned down there. So that was a very nice trade there. But as sod's law, and I don't think it's going to come down that far. This wouldn't really be the entry I'd want at 907. We can see it moving up there. It says 903 here on HourGlass. So and we're now into the candle quite deeply. So sometimes what Matty Pips will do, say for example, it comes at next and it calls a put. This is where it gets a little bit more advanced, but he will carry on taking a call because he can see that the trend is still in his favor. So that's a little bit more advanced. I can't say that I'm that confident of doing that myself. I tend to try and wait for the best fewer trades off the Bollinger Bands and where it gives me the best entry, you know, right down here or right up here. But this was the best payout at 73% out of the 3 pairs I like to trade. That's Matty Pips said these 3 pairs work best with this strategy. That's Euro USD, Euro JPY, and USD JPY. The other pairs he's added in, he said, are his customers, of which he's got, you know, many thousands, are his customers' favorites. So, for example, he's added in GA, which is a very fast pair. It's certainly one I wouldn't choose. Very volatile, a lot of volume in it very quickly. Certainly isn't one that I would recommend for this strategy myself, but obviously it's worked very successfully for his customers because he's added it in. I know Les likes AUD-USD. Let's see what that's paying out at. We've got AUD Australian dollar at 71. It's just called a put. So if that came down, we could look at that for a call. So I'll come over to that. 1 minute 50. I'm just going to come back to my, that's 897. So it was off that point there, and it's just working its way back up. So if you put on, this is the chart we use for HourGlass. I use it to look at the overall trend in the market. So we'll just discuss that briefly while we're here. I can draw on this chart. Pivots. This is lazy man's highs and lows. You'll hear Les talk about pivots. So there you have the low at 849, and it's forming this new channel, higher lows and higher highs. So that's how you can tell. It just looks like it's leveling off a little bit there. Just leveling off here with a point of resistance at 900. Just that's the 896 there, which matches up approximately with that 901 and the 892. They look slightly different, but you would call those equal, and the 894. So you have got a level there. So the three types of market that you're going to be trading. I can just get the brush. So you're in this strategy, you'll have an uptrend, which is what's happening with Usdjpy now. This is the uptrend. Sorry, not very good at drawing. There's your uptrend. That's that. The other market type of market is consolidation, where it just ranges. And you'll see Ness Velasquez trade when it looks spiky, it'll look spiky, and he'll say, take it for puts above this area. He'll test it on lower order sizes till he's found the range. And then he'll say, take calls at this level or below. That's a consolidating market. And then on the way back down, it will be going like that. And that's a downward trending market. And those are the three types of market. So it's always good to know what type of market you're trading and where the currency strength meter is. You can take trades against the currency strength meter if you've got the other points. But if you're new to the strategy, you're better off taking fewer trades in line with the trend in the currency strength meter, and for a call at the recommended put price or below, like we've just seen on Usdjpy, or for a put at the trade idea price or above when we get that 5-minute signal. So I'll just get rid of that and I'll come back on to our charts. Let's take this off. So there was a good put on Usdjpy against the trend, but as my doorbell rang bang on the hour, I don't know if anyone took a put on that. Let me just get rid of that. I just wanted to show you the trend in the market there on Usdjpy. So I'm just going to come back to the chart. So let's check our currency strength meter, see if it's moved. So USD, these are your strongest pairs, parity in the middle and the weakest on the right-hand side. So we've still got US dollar very strong against the Japanese yen, the euro stronger than the Japanese yen, and the euro weaker, the US dollar stronger than the euro. So we'd be selling the euro if we can in according to the currency strength meter. When we look at our payouts, we have got, let me just see if they're still staying the same. We have got Usdjpy has stayed at 73. That's our best one at the moment. Euro USD is still at 64, and Euro JPY is at 65. Now, what do these percentages tell us? They tell us that the higher the percentage, the more volatile, meaning all volatility is, it means volume, the buying and selling, the amount of buying and selling that's going on in the market. And the market was always balanced. So for every seller, there's a buyer, and for every buyer, there's a seller. Now, occasionally when I've been trading, I've seen that, for example, Aud NZD, not a very similar pair, because it's, as you can imagine, they're both Tokyo session pairs. They're very similar currencies, although Aud is traded much more than the New Zealand dollar. Occasionally, when I first learned this, I would take a trade on that and it would say trade not available on my broker. So say I was in it for a buy or a call, what it meant was that there was no seller on the other side of the equation. The market couldn't balance. So that's why occasionally you might get that happen. And if I'm taking a trade at say 60%, which we don't recommend, we like the higher percentages, then the broker makes their fee off that 40% difference. So they're making a bigger percentage because it's less volatile, and there's more chance of people, winning the trades. So they're probably going to win fewer of them. If it's higher payouts, like 85, 75, 85%, then they're taking only 15% as their payout because there's less chance of people winning. It's all probabilities, isn't it? So that's how the percentages work, and that's how the brokers take their fee. So we'll stay looking at USDJPY for a moment. We've still got the currency strength meter saying it's stronger, US dollar 39, Japanese yen 27. At the moment, we've got 40 seconds before it turns again for a put. And we've got the moving average, the 200 moving average, the professional trader's favorite, is below. So really, we only want to be taking calls, the best chance of success if we can. So what we want to, so where do we want to look for our level to look for a call? Well, obviously you can see here this line of support where these two candles have, I just want to see what time that was at. That was your, just coming up 55, so that's coming up to your hourly candle, and it's bottomed out there as a line of support at 843, and then the next one up is here at 890. So when you're on the professional traders sessions, you'll hear them say take a call at or below, and they're looking at these lines. They're looking at where support has happened. There's support again. So that has, this line here matches up with that one there. Price has hit that level before and it's bounced off it. And that's reflecting the upward trend as we saw on the chart that I showed you. And then as it comes up here, because the price, as we said, moves in waves. If you remember, I drew that wave for you. So price has come up, made a line of resistance, come back to the moving average, and then it's gone again on that wave, formed a new ceiling, a new line of resistance, come back, formed a line of support to test this moving average, and moved up to a line of resistance, formed a lower high down here, which is coming up to the next hour. It's just called a call there. Now, why wouldn't I want to take that trade? Because I haven't got enough of what I technically call a ping factor. It's not off the Bollinger Band, and it's still that red candle behind that green arrow. We'll look on TradingView in a minute. Is below that moving average, so it's still pushing down. But that's okay, because we're not looking for many trades a day. As you grow, when you grow a small account, think of it in terms of percentages, because it's a bit of a drag when you feel you're only making a few dollars. But the point is to get the process down, because it's like boiling a frog. As you've done it more and more and press that button, then you'll learn that patience to wait, and you will get bigger order sizes, and you will take fewer trades, and you will be able to use that compound spreadsheet. Les and Peter have put them together for us, and you know, it will soon grow over a period of time. So there is our 870 level there, and I can see one off that doji candle there, which again that's exactly the hourly candle. If you look below at your timer, and normally, as we know from Evan Cabral, market timing, half hour, an hour. Sometimes the slightly out price obviously isn't mechanistic like that. It will slip according to the volume traded and the speed. Pairs have different speeds. So it might be happened before. Sometimes we'll say we've missed a move, or it'll drag along. It's happened with Matty. He said the market isn't moving the way I thought. The price will drag along before it takes off or drops. So, but generally use Evan Cabral's. We've got the indicator for you if you're a team member. It will generally turn on the hour and the half hour. So indeed, price turned at that level of 843, and it's pushing down. So I want to see it come down to, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, it's a little faint green line just running off that Bollinger Band there. Now you can also see the Bollinger Bands are now running parallel. So it's moving more into a period of consolidation rather than that upward trend. And when I showed you the pivots, you could see that there were levels where it was leveling off. So at this area, I've got one at 862, and if you, which I'm sorry you can't see it very well behind that green line, if you look back, can you see all those candles there are exactly matching that? And the reason you've got the line of support down here is because of that wick. on the 12th. If you look below, it says 12:30. Sorry, I've got it on the my local time. And that's why you've got a 12:30. Where has it gone there? So that will be 55. Lost where I was now because I've changed the time. 12 o'clock. So I've changed it +2 to +1. I'm not very good at working out clocks like that. It must be back there. There, that one, 11:30. So that's why there's a slight variation because of that wick. But have the confidence to look at that line of candles, because over 5 minutes, each candle's 5 minutes. That's 5, 10. Okay, it wicked down a bit there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. It could not break below that level. So that gives you, and there's that wick off that level, 874. I'm going to write that down, 874. And then this one down here, that 861. 861. So I'm not really liking the look of this myself, although I've got a buy there, but I'd rather see a buy or a call here because it's halfway between these lines. It's ranging, and we like it for best chance of success. Like it dipped down here, you want it in the oversold area, and you want it turning up as it crosses up above that line. That's the bit we're trying to catch. And this is an example here. If you look here, this is an example of where price does come up, because Usdjpy can do this. It can carry on a little while before it does the turn. Sometimes I found you have to roll it over because it does that. You think, oh, I've caught it on the down there. And then it does another little push up before it finally goes. Because remember, you don't need a lot of movement on these to win. But that's I think can catch people out because they think it's turned and then it does another little jump up. So that's why you want to get that best possible entry in case it does that there. So here it's coming back down to our oversold area. I'm going to come onto my trading view. Trading view. Wrong one. So there's that line of, there's the line of resistance at 879. This blue line here. There's our Bollinger Bands and this white sort of area, 868, so 870. So what we want ideally for this is for it to push down, and then I'm on the 5 minutes, we've got 2 minutes 52 left, and then we go in for a call. You can see it is probing down, but it's struggling, coming up 22 minutes past, so got plenty of time before the half hour. And I'll just come back and show you. So on my trend chart, as I call it, just show you, because it's cleaner in the background, that it is now dropping back down. So if I put the pivots on, just so I've got a cleaner chart to show you. And this is what the market does. It's forming lower highs and it's leveled off here. So whilst it was in that channel, it's now saying, you could draw it like, hang on, like that. It's now saying maybe it's had enough of moving up. So sometimes the market can change round on you, or it can be dropping back down and then carry on up. It looks to me like it's pushing down quite hard on Usdjpy, but sometimes I find the currency strength meter takes a bit of time to catch up, and this again I think can catch people out sometimes when the market is changing, switching over from upward trend to consolidation to downward trend, or vice versa. So USD there is still a lot stronger than JPY. We have to trust our probabilities. We do have to stick to this. and that's coming down. It's now at 880. So I'm going to come back to HourGlass. We've got 54 seconds to go. It's in the oversold area, so it's setting up nicely for a call. So if we're still above that moving average, this is a longer term moving average than the little orange line I showed you on the other chart I was showing you. So it's still powerfully upwards, as we know. We've still got 34 here on our currency CMSM, our currency strength meter, and 21 for JPY. Call to call there at 895. So this is good that it's pushing down further, although we're coming up now to the half-hour candle. So we might say to ourselves that we'll be patient for one more set of 5 minutes and see what it does on the half hour. Okay. So I just want to see, I expect this will be a call. And it's a call at 858. So the only thing that puts me off is the fact that we're just 5 minutes before the half hour. It's still pushing down. It may want to complete that half hour candle. So on trading view, we are at, look here between the call and the put, it's 863. So it's pushing up there. 870. I probably just missed that. It's moved quick. Trading view 871, just pushed up there on that candle. I'll look at the 5 minutes, that's what I wanted to look at. So the 5 minute one, so it's a strong engulfing green candle, very strong engulfing candle down. And I'm going to look at the half hour candle just to show you, because this is the one that's completing in 4 minutes. So it's wicking off at the bottom. It's trying to push down, but I mean, it can complete anywhere right up until the candle closes, and then it's set in time. It won't obviously change from that. So, but a very strong candle down at the moment. So for me, I like to take trades if I am coming up a few minutes before the half hour. I generally don't take them. You see, it's just pushed down now to 868. Come back to HourGlass, and it's just turning now 863, and we've got 3 minutes 21 left, and we're at 26 minutes past. So given that, and given where it is on those Bollinger Bands and right on this moving average, and coming up 3 minutes before the half hour, for that kind of payout, I'd rather wait and then see if it does what generally the market does, which is turn Evan Cabral's market timing strategy, if you remember, which Matty Pips graciously acknowledges him a lot for teaching him that price turns on the hour and the half hour. And I think this is what he would be saying at this time. So there on that level, these previous levels, we've got 844 with those two wicks there, and it called at 858. So if we can catch that at 844 or better, just after the 30, so take it at 31, with these pointing up, we'd like this to say buy again directly underneath. That belongs back there. So no point until you see that B for buy or call appear directly under your trade. So I'm going to wait this 2 minutes 11 and 850. So it's just touching that moving average. And if you remember what I said to you, no matter what moving average you're using, price will come back and rest and touch that moving average. That's just what price does. So because what it is, what a moving average exponential, it's an exponential moving average, meaning it's weighted more towards current price than amortized over every candle that you're measuring or history. So it's better for us. It's a rolling line of support and resistance, a rolling line of support and resistance. And what do we mean by that? We mean that generally if price is above it, it's buying or call, it's for a call, and generally if it's below the moving average that you've got, it's selling or for a put. It's a rolling line of support and resistance, okay? So pushed down a lot. So I'm pretty glad we didn't take that, and we're coming up to that Wow, look at that. And I'll tell you what I forgot to do today was check our Forex factory. So we're on the 2nd. I did look at it in the early hours of this morning, but I've forgotten what it said. So Australian dollar's been and gone. Nothing else. It's all yellow. I know people had up the yellow and the orange. Mine's flicked back on. Normally I just have the red on. This has switched around slightly, but we're still stronger on the US dollar. Wow, that really is something else, isn't it? 806. And that, my friends, nothing on the red flag news. That, my friends, is why you remain patient. Although possibly could have got something there, but that is now 6 seconds to the half hour. Let's see if it's finished. It's I want to so a call at 8:07. If we look back here, it has hit below that moving average and strong downward trend on the Bollinger Bands. Those two there were at 733, back there at 811. So levels back there. We've got the upwards, we've got the, you see how on the currency strength meter, that's the reaction to what's happened there. The US dollar's now gone weaker than the Japanese yen, but that fast move isn't reflected in the currency strength meter yet because it happened over 10 minutes. So we've got, haven't got that in our favor now. What have we got? We've got it off the Bollinger Band 1, in fact it's below, we've got 2 for the green and the call. We've got these pointing up, so we have got a 4-point trade. It's up at 832, so I think I've missed that move again. Let me know if any of you took it, and let me know if 796. So here was the point of entry, but I don't like to take it till past. There's the 30-minute. If you look at my clock moving along. So I wouldn't have wanted to have taken it until that area there anyway at 826. So a little bit of a tricky one because it dropped very fast and then moved equally fast as it bounced off it. Sorry, one chart. Still heading down, 840. It's gone back down now. I'll come to the 1 minute just to show you. And that's all we need really, is that little move there, but you need it to stay for 3 minutes. Obviously we're on fixed time. That was there's that half hour point there, and it is coming back up now. So that was a nice trade. I'm sorry, sometimes find it a little bit difficult to get the timing of my entries when I'm talking as well. So that was a sharp move down. So that was quite a nice move. It's up at 832, called at 807. I'll just see what's in the chat. That was quite a nice one there. Jonathan cleared Usdjpy at 309. That must have been the hourly one. Well done. Well done, Diane. Cleared. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Great. Okay. Let's come back on to share screen. Two minutes 10 left on this again. So if we get another pullback. So what I'd be waiting for now, because the problem now is our currency strength has turned. So, and you can see it's whipped back down, 832. So it may have run out of steam. I'm going to come over and just check the payouts, because we'll look at one of the others. Euro USD at 64 still, and Euro JPY is still at 65. I'll look at AUDUSD is at 81. Let's have a look at that. AUDUSD. Currency strength, Australian dollar 80, US dollar 24. Called a put at AUSD, called a put at 074. We just look at these last three digits. Last three digits is all you need to look at. That called a put, so that is such a strong difference on the currency strength meter. Personally, I do sometimes do this. I did one yesterday, but I don't always do it because it's in such a strong upward trend according to that. So what you want is for this to be patient. That's quite a way to go, obviously, but you want it coming back down to this area of 823. 77.77823 before looking at that for a call. So I'm just going to come to get rid of this one because I feel it looks a bit cleaner. Just let me put that back. So that is where you are on Usdjpy at the moment, and you can see it is now reversing and it's wicking off. This is a different moving average, which I won't go into now. I don't want to confuse people, but I think it's running out of steam because our currency strength meter, although it hadn't changed on the chart, it had changed on HourGlass to tell you it's kind of finishing its move. It's gone into consolidation at the moment. So I'm going to bring up AudUSD. I think we'll have something on here just to show you the trend and why AudUSD is at 80. So it is now, it's made that huge move up. I don't know if that's news from a few days ago. Oh, that's the 4-hourly. 25th of Feb. So big move down, but it's now bottomed out and it's coming on up. I don't think I've got anything else behind that, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just come down to the 5-minute. And it is above quarter theory at point. That's of interest. So we'll come back onto HourGlass and I'll show you that. And let's see where we are on HourGlass with this. Because that is pushing up. I don't know why my dog's making those noises. Sorry. Get rid of that. AudUSD. So it hit at the half hour, 8:32. It hit that line of resistance up there. It's come back down. So it comes back down a bit further. Look at that strong. It's called surfing the Bollinger Bands when you trade that. Lovely, lovely move up all the way up there. So this is a pullback, called a pullback to this EMA. I'm on the 1 minute here. 8066. So let's have a look. Let me have a look on HourGlass. AudUSD. We want it to come down quite a bit more, don't we? Because it's just come through, just pointing down from the overbought area. I don't want to take a put on this because of the currency strength meter. I would rather wait for it to come down and take a trade in line with that trend. And you see how it's just flattened out and flicking up again because we know the trend is so strong. So we may not get a pullback that quickly. It may take 10 minutes, 2 lots of 5-minute candles to get further down here on a pullback. But let's look at our support and resistance, the usual analysis. So we are strongly above the moving average. This is a point system. So we would have, if use the same analysis on a call or a put, we've got 1 minute 18 left for the next signal. So we've got a put with a red arrow for 1. We've got it off the Bollinger Band 2, or a strong line of resistance. That gives you 2 points. We haven't got the sell. We've got 3, we have got 4 points now at 066, but it was called at 085, which was a bit further back. And because of that strong trend, it may not give us much of a move down. So I just want to see if it carries on with another call or a put, to see what it's going to call out now, whether that's made its move back, because it could well give us a call because it's so strong. Then it's just touched that line there at 069. So it could be a call at 069. So you can take them off this moving average in the middle. Let's come back here and see what it tells us. It's at 057 here, and on trading view it's at 065, a little bit above. 2 seconds to go. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, it's a call. So because of that strong currency strength meter, because of the strong upward trend, this could confuse you quite easily. And then people say, oh, the strategy doesn't work. Well, it does work, but the market's just doing what the market's doing. It's in a very strong upward trend, the Australian dollar. It says sell, because that's what the algorithm has called out. But price, as we know, it's got a green call button. It wants to carry on up. We need it to push back down, so we want that candle behind. Even though it says call, you wouldn't take this trade, and even I find that confusing when it says sell there, because that says call. So it just means that the market's a bit conflicted in where it's going. So at the moment, I want to see it pull down more, and then we'll take a call on this. So I'm quite happy if that red candle carries on down to this moving average here on our 5-minute chart, because we're tucking in on a 3-minute or under trade, remember. So each one of these candles is 5 minutes. So that will confirm the confluence, as we call it. So personally, I would be waiting now for 3 minutes for it to come down. I've got a line. See these lines back here? You'll often see Matty looking at those. Oh, and remember Taylor Marks is on at, he's on in 20 minutes for the first time. I went and subscribed to Swipe Trades, and I don't need to, so more fool me, so that you're right. That was an error. I thought, he's part of Cash Trap, Matty's team, and we need to look at it visually. So yeah, very excited. We'll be on in a minute. So here are our lines at 932. So what we want for a call is, and you see that moving average, you want price to be at 932. I'll just get that again, 932 or below to take a call, and ideally you want this line here to touch the oversold area for this time frame period and flick up again. Trade in line with these stochastic and relative strength index, because they're telling you the story. You can see here how it's failing to touch the bit. It's in such a strong upward trend, so I'm not sure we'll get that much back. And there, here is a line of resistance at 960. 960. So you can take a trade off those levels there, but ideally you want the strongest sort of spring factor. So we want to get down if we can. We want to see it pull back to 897. 897, round about here. I don't think it's going to go down this far because of that upward trend. What is it on the broker at the moment? Just over the 8018, still pushing down, which is good. And let's see if we can. And in fact, this is going to be a very nice call probably, because if it's, I'm looking at a different chart, remember, although it is in this little sandwich here, but it's off that quarter theory, which is a psychological line of support and resistance, extremely, extremely powerful, 78000. 78000. So if it flips off that area and carries on up, although it might stop at 045 because it's got to break through. As we've said, it is, I'm just using this as a cleaner chart. It is in a strong upward trend at the moment, and on the 15-minute and the 15-minute as well. So I'm going to come back to HourGlass. We've got 34 seconds and 8015 trading view 030. I'd really like it down at that quarter theory point at the zeros. Pull back down to this level down here. So I'm not sure we're going to get that 017. It's on this line here, and there's a wick there. So it's not quite strong enough, is it? It's not quite strong enough for us, I think. On its, there's that orange dotted line. That's the one I'm referring to. Support and resistance called quarter theory. And it's just bottomed out there. In fact, it was only a tiny, about just over half a pip away. So that is considered a touch. And it is turning now. I'm going to look at, it's saying call at 034. If you do take this, it is a bit weaker at 034 to 045. Just for 045, I'm going to change that just to $1 so that you just to take a trade to show you, and then I'm going to finish because of Taylor marks starting. So I'm in very late at 047. I would have liked 7,000 flat or 045 or below down here. Didn't give me that, but I wanted to take a trade with you. I missed the one on the hour that Jonathan cleared, the Usdjpy, because the doorbell rang, and I was a bit slow on, a bit hesitant rather, on Audusd, which I think was also okay as a trade. So 3 minutes, non-fixed time. You have rollover flash up. This tells me how long we're in the trade, clock at the top. The expert purchase deadline, 45 seconds before that deadline is what you've got. The rollover bottom right will flash up, and you can then buy yourself another 3 minutes, which increases your risk 30%, but you get the payout accordingly. And remember, it's more volatile. Look, it's paying out at 81%. This is the end, the expiration time, because this is working in 3 minute blocks. Okay, and if you roll over twice, then you're buying, it doubles up each time. So 3 minutes to 6 minutes to 12, that's just come down on us. So that's the point at which I would have said, maybe I need to roll over. I know it's I'm not going to do that because this is a test trade for you. So sorry if you've taken that. And also I was in late, wasn't I? I was in late on the candle anyway. Sorry, I should have said that. And it's just bottoming out. So I might have rolled over that if I'd got in it, but or my decision would have been not to have got in it because it wasn't enough of a pullback. It's at 045 now, so it's still slightly below what I wanted. So you can see that's the volatility in taking these higher percentage trades, and you do have to get your timing right because you don't want the stress even on this simple system of do I roll over or don't I? You've got to really practice that, and I suggest you do your stay on demo for a month if you're new, or take 100 demo trades because you're programming your subconscious brain at the back to click that button and see what you see, and then take 100 trades on 1 cent and gradually increase what you're doing. Because once you've got the process down, then you can grow your account and increase your order size. So I'm going to finish at the end of this one. We'll just watch this one close because Taylor Marks, Money Marks is coming on for the first time. And he is one of Matty's team. And that's just going to close at a loss, isn't it? It's just decided to come right down at the end. So I was in late and in too high. So there's a lesson as to why you want to be patient and get your timing right. Good lesson on that, because that's what happens if there'd been a couple of seconds, a few seconds before. If I'd had a tighter entry and been in a little bit before, I would have won that okay. And that's how specific you want to be. But the benefit for this is the higher payouts and the no stress over the stop losses and the lot sizes. It's it's the simple, as Matty Pip says, and again, income disclaimer, it's the quickest, simplest way to compound an account that will give you everything that you need. So I'll just show it to you on here. It's just coming back to touch that area again. So it is setting up for another call. So you could take another call at around it's on HourGlass at around 960. Look at that line there. That line of resistance becomes a line of support. That's a better one. That's a better one back here. Is that line of support at 930, something like 930, or if it gives it to you on that exact it's looking down below at 0.78 flat, 0.78 flat, which is your quarter theory. And if you get a turn for after the 5 minutes, I'm not going to take another one. So it's given us a call at 992. That looks quite nice. That one, I'm not going to take it, but that's turned now properly. It is a little bit off the oversold there. But that's turned properly. So you've got one green call, and the arrow 1 point off that moving average. 2, you haven't got a buy, which is what you'd like. It's above that moving average, but that's a 3 point with that pointing up. 4 points there. That's a little bit shorter than I would have liked, and 5 points. So that is a good trade there at 992. Sorry, 992. Okay, so that's it from me. And I'm glad some of you took some trades, and got 10 minutes to go, and I shall be on with money marks. So I will see you all on Thursday. It's Les tomorrow, and also remember the business presentation tonight for the North American audience. If you have got prospects, Les and I have got people booked on tonight, which will be you're welcome. Thanks, you're welcome. And I will see you on Thursday at my new time, which is 10 minutes before the hour, because of wanting to get set up for that hourly candle. Okay. Bye for now. I'm going to stop recording.